Alright, cool. We're gonna play against Kaido. Interesting. I'm going second, but this hand has no Reiju pieces and no stage, and I might not hit the stage off German 66, so I don't think that's a safe keep. This is better, I think, yeah. One thing I need to keep in mind is once he goes Dom -7, I'm almost certainly not going to have less Dom than him. Like, I'm definitely not going to. So I kind of want to try to win ASAP before he does his Dom -7, if possible. Also, something really cool I can do here is I can just immediately start off by making this Reiju play, because I have both the big Reiju and the small Reiju in my starting hand. So we're going to play that, draw 2, draw 1, end turn. Pretty solid turn. I get a 5k on board on my first turn, which most decks can't even do, period. He just goes 8 at life, so we're going to take that. Nothing to worry about there. Still no stage is unfortunate, so I'm going to try to dig for it with the search event, and we found it. So that's good. I'm vulnerable to purple law here, but there's really not much I can do about that. If he purple law, I think, and we're going to trash Ichiji because it has no counter. Sora is the only option, and then we go 5 at life and then 6 at life. Instead of 6 at life, I could play the Kaya to set up my discard pile, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially because if he purple laws me, that has a good chance of setting up my discard anyway, and I'd rather keep the 2k in hand to counter with, especially since I've already taken a life. So we didn't play any bodies that turn, but that's okay because we played one on the first turn. Here, this is a super easy counter to 6. So now we have an EG and an Ichiji in trash. Okay, so here's a cool play. I can play Ichiji to lower this kid to 4k so that it can't block for 6. Because the 6k block is pretty dang good. And if I can lower it to 4, then he no longer has that option. Trash another one of those. This is the only option again. Yeah. And here we'll start off by playing this so that we can minus power the blocker before our first attack. Still vulnerable to purple law, but again, there's not much I can do about that at this point. We draw a card. Oh, and then we get a Germa Searcher, which I kind of don't want to play. I think I'd rather use the Dawn to attack, because I'm kind of already set up. I have my stage out. I have at least one summonable card in hand, and I'll probably find another one next turn with the stage. Maybe it's greedy to not play the Searcher and just... I don't know. It might be greedy to not play the Searcher. Maybe I should. Just so I can... I'll be at 6 Dawn next turn, and it'd be really good if I could play 2 characters. And at the moment, my hand does not facilitate that. So, you know what? I'll try it. I'll see if I can get some pieces. The thing is, I already have both of those available. Yeah, I already have both of those in trash. So I think I'm going to take this in hopes that I find another 4-cost Reiju next turn. And then I can play Reiju and Niji. And then we swing 5, 7, 5, I guess. I'm going to swing 7 before the 5 just in case he has triggers. I don't know what all the purple triggers are, but if there's a trigger that can KO my Ichiji, I'd rather that not happen. He takes that, and then we swing 5. Yeah, Ichiji is really good at dealing with 5-cost blockers, which Niji is not. Niji has no way to deal with this kid. At least with Ichiji, I can make it irrelevant by dropping it to 4k instead of 6. Still at 8 cards in hand. I really need him to, like, do some swings that I can counter out of. He's probably going to purple on me this turn. Oh, maybe not. What is this? Holy crap. Oh, okay, on play just chaos. Okay, and then we definitely counter out of this. So I can get some cards out of hand to make Reiju live, hopefully. So we go 6, 7, 8, resolve. I wonder if he'll swing with the kid. I kind of want him to, so it can't block. Yeah, because he's not giving me anything to kill with Niji. Oh, we found a 4-cost Reiju. I would really like, since I have 6 Dawn, I would really like to play Ichiji and Reiju this turn. So I'm gonna hope that my stage finds an Ichiji. 4-cost. And it did not, so we just take the Niji. That's unfortunate. That means this kid's gonna be annoying. That's fine though. I can still play the same 2 characters I was gonna play. I could Sora to get the Ichiji back, but then I'm only playing 1 character this turn, and that doesn't feel that great. I can play these 2 characters, and then just swing 6, 7, so that he doesn't get a free block. And in that case, I probably swing 6, 7 before playing any cards. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 6 Dawn, so that's a safe play. Ooh, but the other thing... no. I was going to say I could play Reiju first to hope to draw an Ichiji, but Reiju won't be able to draw cards unless I play 2 cards, so that's not an option. So we'll just go 7. See if he blocks. If he does, he did. And, now I really want to get back that Ichiji so that I can play it and then swing at that kid to punish his block instead of swinging at life. I really want that 6k off the blocker off the board so I don't have to keep punching through a 6k blocker every turn, because that's kind of really annoying. Also, he might play another one next turn and make my life even harder. This is tricky. I don't know. This is a tough call, because I could play Sora for the Ichiji, but then I lose a 2k out of hand. But it would almost certainly... I'd basically be guaranteed to get this kid off the board and establish another Ichiji. He might... I feel like he's going to Dawn minus me next turn, though. And he might even play a 9-drop Kaido. Ugh. This is tough. I feel like I just have to fill my hand up. So I'm just going to swing 6 at life. I don't know if this is the right play or not. I really don't know if I should play these 2 and go 6 at life, or if I should soar for the Ichiji and clear the kid. It's honestly a tough call. I'm gonna go 6 at life, and if I get punished, I get punished, and it'll be a learning experience for next time. I don't want to go 6 at kid, because then he only needs a 1k instead of a 2k, and he definitely has one or the other, so I'm just gonna make him use the higher one. And if he doesn't have a 2k, he needs 2 1ks, or he can just take the life, which I'm fine with. So we go 6 at life. And it looks like he took it, which is good for us. And then we play these 2 characters, and since I'm at 5 in hand, I can do Reiju to draw 2, and then draw a 3rd one, and then I can activate this guy just to get another attacker on the board, even though he has no targets for his effect, because there's nothing 4-cost or less, unfortunately. Yeah, time will tell. You'll find out at the same time I do if healing with the Ichiji was the right play. And we got Purple Lod, and he took a Kaya and a Niji, which is fine. The Ichijis are more important here anyway. I'll be at 6 Dawn next turn, which probably just means playing an Ichiji and then attaching 2 Dawn to swing. 6 at life, so we obviously just counter out to 7. 7 at life, and then he has 5 more Dawn. Oh, this is not good. I really don't want to counter out of that. We're gonna take it. 3 need EGGs. Where were you last turn, EGG? Yeah, we see another blocker, and this is what, like, Reiju has a really hard time dealing with multiple 5-cost blockers. I don't think we're winning this game. That pudding would have been nice a while ago before their hand just got played out. Actually, I don't know how many cards I had in hand. But now that there's like 2 6K blockers on the board, I don't know how I'm dealing with all this. Which kind of does make me wish I went for the Reiju, or the EGG play last turn. Off the Sora. I think I already have a Reiju in trash still, yeah. So we're gonna take this guy just so I have more attacking options. A 2-cost Reiju would have been ideal. He didn't Dom -7, so our effects are still alive. But I'm only playing 1 character this turn because I didn't find a Reiju. I don't think he has lethal next turn, but he might. Like, he really might. So there's no point attacking this king. He can just block anyway. And he wouldn't even need to block because I'd rather him have to counter more cards to survive from a 5k than a 7k starting point. This is tough. All these high-powered blockers are posing problems for me right now. I think I just go 6, 6, 6, 7. I'll start with the 7, because he'll probably use a 6k blocker and a 2k to survive it, and then I can EGG the other 6k blocker to make it not as relevant. I really feel like maybe I should have gone for that kid last turn, but it's hard to say. I don't know if it would have made a difference either way. Oh, he ends up just blocking. I feel like he must have not much counter in hand. He blocked with a blocker law, surprisingly. Interesting. I'll just keep swinging. See if he uses another blocker, so that he only has to use a 1k instead of a 2k. Nope, he has counter, he has counter. Yeah, we hate to see it. We just have to swing 6 because of these 6k blockers. Just trying to apply as much pressure as I can. He might go for lethal next turn, but at this point I'm not sure if I can do much about that. Okay, he did use a 6k, so I clearly can't get lethal this turn, so instead of giving him cards in hand, I'm going to try to deal with this. I don't know what I'm going to try to deal with. I do not know. I think, obviously I play the EGG now. And then if I minus 2,000 the kid, he can just not block with it, but if I minus 2,000 the queen, he can just block with the kid. So it's kind of same difference, but I'd rather minus the queen so I can actually swing at the queen instead of swinging at life to give him cards. Because I don't want to give him cards, I do want to clear these blockers off the board so I don't have to keep worrying about them. So I think I will minus the queen and then try to swing at it. So the queen is a 4,000. And now I think I go 7. He's probably just going to block that, but then we can attack the queen again with Reiju for 6. Oh, he lets it die. He lets it die. And in that case, now we do just go 6 at life. So I guess that worked out. Interesting. Oh, and he took it. Okay, so next turn is definitely our lethal turn, if that wasn't obvious. And we have a hand stacked with counter. Just absolutely 10k counter in hand. So we just need this 10k to last us. We're not playing in characters next turn, most likely, unless he kills an Ichiji. But he might just be going lethal here, which we just have to try to survive. So 5 on 5, we counter to 6. He's not going for board. 6 on 5, we counter to 7. We just have to survive this turn and we can go for lethal. He's definitely going to Dom -7 to trash a life, I would think. So I probably am not getting any characters played next turn. I just have to attach my Dawn and swing. 6 on 5, we counter to 7. 7. I don't want to take this because he probably has a Rush Kaido. So if I take this, he could play the Rush Kaido, trash a life, and then I'm at 0, and then he goes, I think he goes 11 at life. I think Kaido's at 10k. So it's much easier to just counter out of a 7 than a 10 or an 11. So he goes 7 at 5, we go to 8. 6, 7, 8. I maybe should have kept that Niji in case he plays a 2-cost blocker. That might have... Oh, no! Oh, I think we're cooked, guys. I totally forgot about this card. Oh my gosh. No wonder he wasn't going for board. That's terrifying. I don't want to spend a Dawn on this Searcher. Okay, I have 2 ETGs in trash, so I think I just want the 2k. That 10 cost Kaido is crazy. That's so strong. Yeah, that dealt with our entire board. And what makes it worse is he's only at 4 Dawn now. Meaning our cards don't get any effects. So I think we're just cooked. I think you can just play a blocker next turn. This is terrible. That card demolishes us. Oh my gosh. And all the, yeah, with this Dawn -7 or the Dawn -6, there's no way our effects are going to do anything. So I think I just have to play a Ichiji for no rush, just so I have an attacker on board for next turn. And I have to hope he can't do anything about it. And then I guess I put my other 3 Dawn on Reiju and go 8 at life and hope that hits. Hope it connects. This is not good, guys. That Kaido is extremely scary. I was scared of 10 cost, or the Rush Kaido, but this Kaido is way more, hard to deal with, I think, in this situation. So I think we just go 8 at life, and then play the Ichiji so we have an attacker next turn. Sadly, I will not be getting Rush on this Ichiji, but at least we can draw a card from our leader ability. And we drew a Reiju. Crap, and now I wish I hadn't put those Dawns on Reiju, because I didn't expect to draw this, but then I did, and I could have played this, but if I played this, this hit might not have connected, so perhaps this was the better move anyway, because now if he does play a blocker, we still have a swing, or we still have 2 swings. We're at 6 Dawn, he's at 6 Dawn, so if we Dawn, but no, I'll be at 8, so I'd have to Dawn minus twice just to get 1 effect to resolve, which I can do. I can Dawn minus twice. I think I just give him a 2k here. Like, I think these 2 cards are too valuable, because I don't know what's going to happen, really, so I think I give him a 2k here. This is obviously going to connect, and I'll be at 1 life. He's probably going to play a blocker, which I think I have to play both of these cards next turn so I can make Ichiji's effect work. So I think I have to give him the 2k. So I'm going to do that. And then this resolves, of course. Another 2k, not bad. And he does play a blocker. Ichiji doesn't deal with that. But Niji can. So let's figure this out. I can play Sora to get back Niji, and that's a 4 Dawn investment to KO this blocker. And then I still have 2 swings. Well, really it's a 6 Dawn investment because I have to Dawn minus twice just for the 1 effect to work. So that's 6 Dawn that I'm playing just to get 2 bodies on board, but he probably has lethal next turn. because he can Dawn -7 to trash my life, and then just swing 13 at life, and then also 5 at life, and I'm not surviving that. So he kills me next turn, so I just have to win here. So what I'm thinking is rather than invest 6 Dawn to kill this Shiki, because it'd be 2 Dawn for Reiju to Dawn minus, and then 4 Dawn for Sora into Niji to Dawn minus again to KO the Shiki. That's 6 Dawn, and I only have 2 left to go 7-7. I think I'd rather just try to make both of these connect. So if I attach all 8 Dawn, I can go 9-11 or 10-10, because only one hit has to land. So I think I can go 10-10 and force him to block. So as long as he has 5 or less counter in hand, like he doesn't have 3 2Ks, as long as he has 5 or less counter, 10-10 is game. But he left 4 Dawn active, so he might have something crazy like a Thunder Bagua. This is so tough. I can go 7-7 and he has no blocker, or I can go 10-10 into the blocker. And 7-7 requires 2 cards and 2 cards. But that would be 6. I think it's the same either way. He needs 6k to survive a 10k swing, and he also needs 6k to survive 2 7k swings. So I think it's the same exact thing either way. My other option is to play these 2 cards for 6 Dawn, and then that doesn't kill the blocker, but it gives me an additional 7k swing, and then I can go 7-7-7. So say one of the 7s he can counter out of, one of the 7, and then if he has no counter left, he blocks the next one, and then takes the final one. That only works. Yeah, it's the same as him stopping 2 7k swings. It's like the same exact thing. Either I KO the blocker and go 7-7, or I play a rush Ichiji and go 7-7-7. And either way, it only works if he has a lot of options. Either way, that only goes through, that only wins the game if he has 5 or less total counter. But the same is true for my 10k. But the thing is, these 4 Dawn active, I think means multiple swings is better. Like, the more swings, the better. Because these Dawn could be something. So I think it's the same amount of counter either way, but the Dawns might give that counter. Meaning, if I can get an additional swing after he uses his event, that might have been his last saving grace. So, I think I have to go for the additional swings. Right, because I did the math. 7-7-7 loses to 6k counter. 10-10 loses to 6k counter. Yeah. And KO the blocker 7-7 loses to 6k counter. All of it loses to 6k counter. So I think we go for the most possible swings in case those events make a difference. So it all doesn't matter. Like, it's all for nothing if he has 6k counter. But we'll see what we can do. Or also, if I can find a Niji, that saves me 1 Dawn. And then I can actually go 7-8 instead of 7-7. So if I can find a Niji off this stage activation, it actually gives me 1 more Dawn to work with. We did not find an EG off the stage activation, unfortunately. Yeah, only option. That would have given me 1 extra Dawn to swing with. But that wouldn't matter because then he would just block the 8 and counter for the 7 instead of blocking a 7, countering for 7. So that 1 Dawn wouldn't change anything. I would need 2 extra Dawn to go 8-8 instead of 7-7. I've yapped enough. All of this makes... Like, I've worked it all out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it means he had 6k or more counter. He's at 6 Dawn. So I have to get to equal or less dawn for this to work. Equal or less dawn. So I think I just go 7, and then 7 to block, and then 7 for lethal. Okay, let's do it. So we'll play Reiju. Dawn minus. This will not give us the draw, but it will let ETG work. Or it won't give us the draw too, I should say. Play this guy. Dawn minus. Give it rush. And then we just go 7, 7, 7. And if he has the counter, he has the counter. If he doesn't, then good. But yeah, we did our best. Oh, so he's Dawn minusing? Oh no. No! Oh my gosh, that ruins everything. Yeah, there was nothing we could do. No matter what we did, give up to 2 things minus 3,000. Yeah, I think no matter what we did, because this stops 2 of our attacks. That's crazy. I don't think there was anything I could have done to play around that. That's just such a huge swing. So our ETG is down to 4K, so the best we can do is 5, 6. So he just has to have absolutely no counter in hand, which he definitely will. Yeah, we did our best, fellas, but it wasn't enough. Well, he blocked that. Maybe he's just toying with me. Yeah, he has counter.